Okay, so I just did a video on my home wipes case that I covered, which didn't turn out the best, but it will work for me. So now I'm doing my travel case, and I was going to do it in one of these fabrics here, but I decided I have so much more fabric of stuff and remnants and stuff that match my nursery. I'm going to go ahead and do it anyways, so I can use them up here if I want to, and it just kind of matches, and it's cute. So I went ahead and I already did one side. I covered it in the yellow, and I put the brown ribbon around the edges. I'm finding that this is already so much easier, and I just have to do a little bit of trimming, which I think I might go back with like a razor edge and doing to get it nicely. And then I'm going to show how I did it now. This I just kind of glued on a little bit of piece of batting, and I cut out a square that is big enough to go around, or a rectangle, I guess you should say. So I'm going to start by attaching this, and you're going to go right under, there's a lip right here, and you're going to put your glue right underneath this lip, all the way across. I do the shortest side first, just because they're shorter, so that there's less fabric to handle. So I put my glue on right on that lip, and I'm just going to do a small bead all the way across. And and then I just press the fabric down into it. If it comes up a little bit, you're just going to trim it off, which is fine. I like to make sure and open it just to make sure that it's falling out, that it's not glued shut. Okay, so then I'm going to go to this other side, and I'm going to pull it taut, and I'm going to do the same glue and same push it into that ridge. So let me see, hold on. I'm working a little more up here, so I'm going to put the glue on that ridge, using that ridge to glide the glue gun and pull it, and then I'm using my nails to really get it in that ridge. Okay, so you can see there's almost even a crease there. So then I'm going to do the fronts, and I'm leaving the corners to last. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use the ridge along the front to put the glue in. You probably have to split this up into half. I'm pulling the taut using my nails. I'm just doing half at a time so that the glue didn't dry too fast for me. And then I'll do the other half, making sure it's taut and pressing it in like that. That will, I had a little ridge that didn't get really glued down really well, but it will all get fixed underneath my edging. Then do the same onto the back. Do half. I think to kind of prevent that ridge starting in the middle and pulling out, so that the ridge goes to the side. And then same on this side. Starting in the middle and pull to the side. Okay, and now I have the corners. I'm just sticking my glue gun into the corner and on that ridge, putting a nice glob of glue and pulling it down. kind of creating a fold on each side, which is fine. Last side, draw the glue, pull it down, create a fold. Okay, now I'm just going to open it and make sure it opens. Okay, now I'm going to take my scissors, and I only have my really big scissors available to me right now, so I'm not able to get in there nice and close. I have some really small trimming scissors, but I don't quite know where they are at the moment. I've had to move all my craft stuff around because this was my craft closet behind me, but as you can see from my other videos, it is now my nursery. So my craft stuff is kind of a little bit out of order in another closet, and I really need to spend the time to go through and organize it all, but I don't foresee that happening anytime soon. Unless I get like the huge nesting bug, which I'm sure is going to happen soon. But I don't know if I'll want to be nesting my crafts. I think I'd rather be nesting baby stuff. I'm excited to, start my organization of how I'm going to set up my breast pump and, things like that. Okay, so I went around the edges and trimmed. It's not the best, like I said, because the big scissors, but I'm going to go back afterwards and I'll trim either maybe just with like a little knife, a sharp edge knife. Now, I actually ran out of the brown. I used more on my other wipes case than I was thinking I would. So, my mom gave me this scrap. It's kind, I don't know what you would call this, but some sort of fold that she did with the iron. I'm actually going to just fold this in half, and I'm going to glue it on like this. And so it's going to work as the trimming, and then it's going to tie in everything else. But because it's folded in half, I don't want to cut it because I don't want that raw edge. So I want to leave it this way. So I'm going to have to go through and glue it down once, and then glue it down twice. So I'm going to start in the back because that's where I want my seam to be. And I'm going to put some glue down, and I'm going to push this down into the crease. Like that. And then I'm going to do it again on top. And fold it down like that. So it will be double folded. I'm using a good amount of glue on this because it does have a couple layers of fabric. I want to make sure it's not like a ribbon where you need to keep it thinner. So that it doesn't show through the ribbon. Go through, put it on the second side, fold it over, and pinch it down. You see all these edges? I'm going to have to go through and trim them again, which is fine with me. I'm not worrying as much on the corners on getting that double glue because I think that the rest will kind of pull it down. Stick another glue stick in there. So I'm going to do just the the bottom around the corner. And make sure it's folded nicely. Okay, go back to the next fold. You know, and with the ribbon, you don't have to do the second layer, obviously, because it's only one layer. But I'm just working with what I got. These are kind of just like a little extra project that I wanted to do. And these are still stuffed with disposable wipes. But I'm actually going to take those out and put them in like a Ziploc and then fill this with hot. Fill it with disposable. Reusable cloth wipes. All these extra gooeys. All right, almost done. Make sure the top flap is secure. So if you don't have ribbon, I mean, all you have to do is iron this piece so the edges are neat of a strip of fabric that can be, you know, matching what you got in your nursery or match your diaper bag. And it's pretty simple. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cut that a little bit longer than it should be because I think I'm going to fold it down and glue it so that once again it has a nice little edge. Okay. So I'm going to have to go back and do some trimming. Let's open it. Make sure it opens, which it does. It's a cute little case. It looks messy because I have to go back and do trimming. But that's it. And once I go through, I'll go through with a little fabric edge knife and trim up these really, really neatly. And then you're not going to see them sticking out like that. And it'll be a cute little case for my wipes. And that's it. Have fun doing yours too.